getting on edges, using his quickness and good lateral quickness, and so he's probably been the most surprised out of the group of guys. Because there's nothing that he can't do. I know he's still a baby, he's still young, but he's working really hard and it's paying off.
What's the challenge for a guy who you probably needed to lose some of the bad weight when he got here? Maybe he lost too much weight when he got hurt, now he needs to put some of it back on. What's just the challenge for him to stay?
Well, that's the thing. He had all that little baby fat, so you got to trim the turkey. He trimmed it up, and then he had the surgery where he lost a lot of it. So you know what? That's I just got to stay on him as a mentor, keep eating and reminding him to eat. Coach Ed, them doing a great job putting the muscle on with him, but his body, man, is transforming. And, for him to be a redshirt freshman, only been here a year and a half, I think that speaks volume on the work that he's put in and what Coach Ed and Coach Hill has done with him.
Coach, there's a lot of expectations from the Spunt 7 this year. Kind of how has their approach been to practice kind of with those expectations this year?
Well, yeah. Well, we look at it as we're the engine that makes this thing go. And, we got to be physical. We got to be aggressive. We got to play violent. And so, that's always our goal. And that's the key to victories. Great defense. Always had really good, dominant defensive lines. And, with the guys that we have coming back, we got a veteran group. We probably have the most veteran group that we have. And so every week those guys we got to put it out there. So every day I push them to be the best version of themselves. Go out here, man, and let's get better. Let's get the O-line better. Let's compete. And let's see where we are in 2 weeks.
Kendrick talked about the bonding that goes on both on and off the field in the meeting rooms. It's kind of an obvious question, but how does that help you as a coach? And obviously it helps them.
Well, that's huge. The camaraderie, you got to be a unit. And so you got to make everybody feel like, they matter. Everybody has a role to play. And so that's huge. They spend time. And I told them that, like, you got to spend time outside the building together, right? Go ahead, hanging out. They play the video games. Apparently Khalil likes to cook, so they go over. They love to eat, so they all go over and they eat and they have a good time, and that's what it's about, And then, they watch film together. Mm-hmm. All that's going to pay off for us, and so, I just keep speaking it. Coach White, Coach Stoops always talking about, the camaraderie of the team and their attitude and stuff. And you got to have that in our room. And there's no hating, there's no division. We're all one unit, and we all going to do it together.
How have you seen Dion handle all the hype this summer? Every one of these All-American lists and mock drafts that comes out. How is he handling all of that?
He's good. Y'all remind him, the noise. Shut the noise off. Don't believe everything you read. Because we've had really talented guys like him that's been here, and they was projected to go first round, and they did. And it's because you sit there and you listen to all this, and then you forget the hard work you got to put in. You got to continue to do that, especially when you want to play the next level. It's a mental game, but all those guys are professionals, and they get it. And so he has to understand that, at 19, 20-year-olds, like, he has to understand, like, you can't just keep reading and believing everything that you read, because they'll build you up, they'll tear you down. And so, I just try to keep him even-keeled. He's done a really good job of that, and he's working every day.
What's the key for Kendrick playing inside and not having that weight that he once had, and some of the challenges that could pose to him?
His quickness. Coach White's very smart, and so he'll adjust, his calls to the personnel that we have in there. If Kendrick's in that, we may move a little bit more, to use his quickness. The one thing about O-linemen, they hate to move, and so we get those quicker guys in there where they can go and mess up the numbers and get out the guys, play fast, get in the backfield, tackles for losses, stuff like that. So, we got a plan. We have a plan for him, but he's just got to keep eating, keep lifting, gaining that weight, and he's going to be fine.
What did you see in the scrimmage on Saturday? First live action, kind of, just what really kind of stood out to you?
You know what? 92. You guys haven't mentioned Khalil. Khalil Saunders has had a really good camp. He's a big, long, athletic guy. Had a really good year in the weight room off-season wise. I'm expecting nothing but huge things from him. He's a fourth-year guy. So he's another guy that he's got to play big for us and show up. And so he's done some really good things. And then Saturday, all the guys had their time, right? And so what we got to do is when we get tired, we just got the mental toughness has to set in where you don't have many buts. You got to go left and then you go right, or you're supposed to go right and you go left, or you're supposed to do this and you get tired. And so I just got to keep getting those guys in shape. I think that's the biggest thing I took from Saturday.
Oftentimes, you got to get players to drop weight depending on position. What's it like having to encourage guys to keep eating?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's like they all was born with these silver spoons in their mouths, and they don't like to eat. It's great food in there. I mean, the nutritionist, she's done a great job. Pruitt and Coach Stoops, like, I mean, the kitchen, I mean, it's awesome. They do a really good job. They cater us. I'm trying to get those guys, like, stop eating chicken wings and hot dogs and hamburgers all the time. Go in there and get you some really good quality food. You know, it's almost like a car. You have a Lamborghini, you ain't putting no 87 gas in that, right? And that thing ain't gonna run very well. And so that's why I tell those guys, they got to fuel their bodies with the right things. And so as long as they do that, they'll be fine.
A little better than when you were here.
I know, just a little bit. Oh, these guys got it made, man. These guys country club, they got it going on in there.
Speaking of that, Brad was talking about with some of the weight gain that Ox has put back on. He's starting to kind of look like that dominant guy again. Do you see the same thing?
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. That's the thing. So what I do is I go back a year or two, or a couple years ago when he had the weight on, and how physical, how quick he was, and how he was playing at a high level. Now he's still playing at a high level, but he's got to be consistent. And when I'm up and down in my weight, my energy level goes up and down. I don't have a chance. I'm not giving myself an opportunity to do that. So he sees that now. He's eating a lot. Khalil's cooking for him, so that's good. And so, but he's locked in and doing some really good things for us.
You say Khalil's the best cook on the team. Do you agree with that?
I didn't say the best. I didn't say the best on the team. Best in my room.
Okay.
He's the best. Khalil's definitely the best cook in my room. Plus, those guys are too spoiled. They mama boys. They don't know. They let mama cook for them. But it's good for those guys to get together, you know, and the camaraderie piece, and just, you know, spending time together. That's what it's about.
Thanks, Anwar.